A couple of months ago, I bought this Prodeco bicycle. It's a model 500, Stride 500, and it's built by Prodeco, which is a Prodeco, which is a company that's in Florida, and they assemble these bikes. This is an electric bicycle. It's got a top speed of about 20 miles an hour, and it is powered by a lithium 36 volt 9 amp hour battery, which is this box right on the back here. Looks like a rider's seat. And then it's got a 500 watt motor, which I think will generate somewhere around 1 horsepower at 720 watts. So 746 is exactly 1 horsepower in wattage. So this is just slightly less than a 1 horsepower engine. It's got a Prodeco plush seat on it. It's got a SRAM 8-speed derailleur transmission on it, which is adequate. This bike weighs in at about 55 pounds, and so it's geared a little lower than what you say a 21 speed bike. I found that when I'm going about 16 or 17 mile an hour, 8th gear is just about right for it. If you get up to around 22 or 23 mile an hour, the pedals, the bike is going faster than what the pedals really you can comfortably pedal at. So it's got a solid state controller. It's this box that's right underneath the battery there, and it's controlled with this throttle, and it's about a quarter turn throttle. So what I find that's very nice about this bicycle is that I'll be going down the road in 6th gear at about 12 to 14 mile an hour, and then if you hit a hill or you need a little bit of assistance, then you can dial in whatever amount of motor that you need, and that will extend the life of your battery. Now the battery has enough capacity to push the bike 20 mile an hour for probably around 20 or 25 minutes, which means you're going to get about 20 miles to a charge if you don't do any pedaling. What I found is if I pedal, say I just use moderate pressure on my pedals at 15, 16 mile an hour, you probably can go I would say probably above 30 miles on a charge. So I'm a fairly heavy person. I'm 6'1" and I weigh around 260 pounds. This bike is really made for somebody that weighs 220 or less, but I found that for a person my size and my weight, I wouldn't have been satisfied with a 250 watt motor or a 300 watt motor. The 500 watt motor that's on this Prodeco bike seems to be well matched for the size of the bike and for somebody up to, I think a 300 pound person could ride this bike. And what's nice is if you've got if you're an older person like myself, or you have some cardiac problems or some joint problems or whatever, the motor assist is just fantastic. It makes the bike a lot of fun to ride, because Like I say, you can be cruising down the road at about 15 mile an hour pedaling in sixth to eighth gear, and you're pretty comfortable riding that on level ground. Well, then if you hit a hill or you get tired, you can just dial in enough push out of the motor with your throttle on the handlebar there, and it just gives you you can dial in just the right amount to make the pedaling as effortless as you want to make it. So it makes bicycle riding really a lot of fun. The other thing is you know, how many times have you been out on a bicycle and you ride it out there about 10 miles or so, and you're thinking, man, I gotta ride this bike all the way back to the house, and I'm really tired. This is where the motor really comes in handy, because anytime you get tired, you don't have to worry about having enough, you know, energy left to get the bike back to the house. You can, you know, dial in enough electric power to, you know, either just assist you pedaling back, or you can just, you know, let the bike freewheel, hold the pedal steady, and let the bike freewheel all the way back to home. So it is really super. It's got this real good brakes. I think they're, let's see here, they're Avid BB disc brakes. They're 200 millimeter rotors, and they are plenty, provide plenty of stopping power for the bicycle. See, they've got a 200 millimeter disc brake back here and a 200 millimeter brake on the front. The other thing is it's got a nice kickstand. It will stand up by itself. It's much better than just a, you know, a one-legged kickstand where you just throw it down. This you can just set the bike up and it will stand by itself. It's got the fold-up pedals. It would help you if you're laying your bike in the back of a car. The seat, of course, is a Velo plush seat. It's got a ventilated crotch. You also have a quick adjust. You just move that lever out, and you can adjust your seat up and down. Same thing on the handlebars. You got a quick release lock here, and it'll allow you to move your handlebars up and down, or tilt them the way you want. It's got real good handles that operate the disc brakes. Comes with a bell. They include the little pouch on the front here. It's got shocks on here. I guess they're probably about a 3-inch travel. And then it's also got Town and Country tires. These are Kevlar tires, and they're 26 by 1.9 inches wide, and they are the same tire that a lot of police departments use to ride their bikes. They're fairly puncture proof. The police buy them primarily because if they ride them in like areas where there's thorns or glass or whatever, they seem to hold up real good. I did get one of these tires from the factory. I bought 2 bikes, and one of the tires had a defect on it, and so I emailed Prodeco, and they had one in the mail the same day, and I got it just a couple days ago and put it on and replaced it. These are real heavy-duty rims on the bike, and also the spokes. I think the standard spokes on a bicycle are, let's see, they're these spokes are about 2 gauges heavier than what the average bicycle spokes are. You can tell by just looking at the tire that the spokes are quite a bit bigger. So to operate the bicycle, they got a key. And this key to turn the system on, and it also, you turn it and this battery pack slides off, so you can charge it either in the house or on the bike. It's got a connector right here. It's a RC connector, and it hooks up to it looks like a laptop computer power supply that charges it. And anyway, when you turn it on, why these 3 lights come on and tell you whether, you know, the state of the battery. I bought me a little computer, this Altega. I bought it off of Amazon. I think I paid $13 for it, and it's real nice. It's a wireless computer. It's got it's got a watch battery in it, and then it's got a sender here. It works with the magnet down here, and it works real good. Now, some of the people on Amazon said they had trouble with them, but I haven't had any trouble at all. But at any rate, when you turn the power on and turn the throttle here, then it operates the motor, and it's absolutely quiet, and it is a brushless hub motor. And the nice thing about the brushless motor is that of course it's reliable, and the other thing is it makes no noise while you're riding it down the road, and also when you turn it off there is no drag at all. So other than the fact that the bike is, you know, heavier than a regular bike, it takes a little more pedal power to push it, but like I say, it's on. I got just a 8-speed SRAM derailleur on it, and it's geared such that it compensates for the weight of the bike. And the chain, I think that chain is a real low maintenance chain. It's dry on the outside, and so I think you can ride it quite a while before you have to lube the chain. So anyway, any rate, that's the overview of the bike. I think their bikes are selling for, I think I paid $12.99 for this one. And if you really look at all the individual components that it's got on it, I think it would stack up real well with bikes costing $2,000 or a little better. So I like the performance, and if you're a fairly large person, you know, 200 pounds plus or close to 200 pounds, I highly recommend you get the 500 watt motor. If you weigh 120, 150 pounds, the 300 or 250 watt motor would be more than adequate. But for us larger folks, why I would stick with the 500 motor. So at any rate, that's pretty much it. If you have any comments, please put them on here on YouTube, and thank you for your time.